Like most aftermarket resin sets, the resin pieces are going to come attached on these resin blocks here. That's how they're cast. And you have to separate them. I like to use this JLC saw. It's a razor saw, very fine, very thin. You use that to separate the blocks from the parts. You have to be very careful not to cross the line and damage areas where there's detail, because then you'll have to repair that. So stay on the other side of the detail just a little bit, and that's going to end up leaving pieces that are not square or not flat. Which can make putting the bomb halves together straight very difficult. I'm going to show you what I did to remedy that situation. As you can see, the bombs are assembled in a front and rear section. So the mating surfaces need to be perfectly flat in order for the tail section to be aligned with the nose section. I use this True Sander from Northwest Shortline. It consists of a metal block that slides on this wood panel, and it allows you to sand to a 90-degree angle. Fortunately, the bombs on this edge are flat or horizontal and can be used as your long side, which is going to be your straight edge. And you're going to use this tool sliding back and forth to sand them like this, keeping it flat against the fence so that the surface stays square to the sanding block. Check your progress frequently to make sure you don't over sand. Push out just a little bit on the part while keeping this block pushed against the fence on this edge, and that's what keeps it square to the part that we're sanding. That's probably enough. As you can see, that's nice and flat. So here's a ball of Tamiya epoxy putty that I use to smush the tail down into. It might be a little on the small side, but we'll try it out anyways. So the idea here is to make sure that as you're pressing the tail down, that you make sure it's flat. We know that the fins should be level all the way around, because there's no reason for them to be angled. So that's presumed to be square. You're going to line up all four corners like this, top and bottom of each fin, and that's going to make sure that you're level this direction. It's not going to be nose up or nose down. So after you have that situated like that, what I did is I put this straight edge on the grid line here. This piece was bigger before. This is the piece that I made, but this is the one I'm doing just for an example because I didn't film making this one. If I was going to do this again for actual use, I would put powder down here so that it doesn't stick to the table, and also I'd be able to remove the piece easier. This is one thing that I was mentioning earlier in the video that you have to watch out for. You don't have too much overlap there, that you won't be able to get your fins out. But a little bit of overlap is good because it provides a slot for your fins to slide into. Anyways, so once you have all four of these level like we had a few seconds ago, the next thing that I did, this wasn't here, I only had a tail section at the time and I had more stuff out there, is I used the straight edge to get it pretty close to straight, just kind of eyeballing it. And then using the tape on this side and the straight edge on this side to try to make sure that it's straight back and forth, and pushing against this epoxy part right here so that it makes a flat straight edge right there. That's what you want. That's going to be your square for this direction, and we already have this direction set with the last step. And here we go. I'm going to hold down on the top, and I'm going to push against the back fence here to keep it square. I'm going to slide it up to where it touches the sanding block. And now I can start sanding slowly. Pushing forward just a little bit as you sand. Okay, this one is really close. You'll know you're there when you can see the ring at the very front edge. Right there. That ring needs to stay there, so it's almost there all the way around. So I'm going to continue sanding a little bit.